I'm back in Rome for a few days before I head back to Milan. I'm going to pick up my keys and start moving into my new apartment. Buongiorno, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Arlene. I am an American woman of a certain age who moved to Rome, Italy in 2008. And on this channel, we talk about all things Italiano, lifestyle, Anguilla, St. Martin. And today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the process of how I found my new apartment. So I did a video earlier, which I will link to at the end of this video, where I talked about trying to find an apartment in Milan, which you could also apply to other cities in Italy. And in that video, I listed different resources like real estate agents and other people who can help you find an apartment, and I linked to their websites. Also, I have received many questions asking me why this apartment, how did I find the apartment, and the video that I did last week, I explained that this apartment came furnished, and so we negotiated with the landlord to take the furniture out. So that is one reason why I think I was able to get this apartment, because other people walked in, saw the staging, or they saw the kitchen, in particular the cabinets, which I will talk about at another time, and said nope, and walked out. So that was good for me though, because I could see that the apartment had great bones. It's a great location, excellent light. I will try to post in this video a video of one or two of the apartments that I did not choose, so you can get a sense of what the market is like in Milan. I did not look at many apartments in person. I looked at 4 apartments and I picked the last one that I saw, and that's kind of my thing. I don't look at like a zillion apartments. I'm very decisive, and when I moved to this neighborhood, Parioli, or technically Pinciano, I saw 2 apartments. And the funny thing is, the apartments are on the same block, which is just a fluke. And I found that apartment through my former landlord's agent. So I told her I was moving out. She got an agency to list her apartment, and the agent said to me, "Oh, where are you moving to?" I said, "I'm starting to look," and they are the ones that found my current apartment, soon to be former apartment. So I will say that I'm lucky in that I did not look at 80 apartments, but I did in person. But I did spend a lot of time looking at these websites, which again I listed in the other video, and I will list down below too. I started earlier this year, took a break over the summer. I mean, I would look, but nothing seriously, because nothing's going to happen in August, even July. But after the summer break, I really started to focus, and I would send Barbara, who's the person that helped me, links. She would send me links, and then I went up to Milan for 3 days to look at apartments, and I was determined that I would find an apartment before I went back to Rome, because I don't have, I didn't have the time to go back and forth, nor the budget to go back and forth between Rome and Milan. And as I said before, some people said, "Well, why are you working with Barbara? You speak Italian, you live here already." True, but I don't live in Milan. And she was so helpful, because before I started working with Barbara, I would see a listing online and I was interested in the apartment, and I would send the agent an email through the portal on the actual website and not hear a word. And so it was great to have somebody who is Italian, who is a real estate agent, call her colleagues and find out what's going on. She also had a ton of information, and she's also going to be the person who's helping me switch my utilities. Once again, I could go to any by myself and deal with my electricity and gas, but even with this apartment, my current landlord, she went with me, because she's like, you don't want to go by yourself. And I'm glad she did, because it's, it's red tape It's bureaucracy. So it helps to have somebody with you who is fluent in Italian legalese, bureaucracy, red tape. I don't know why I said red tape that way. So anyway, so that again is super helpful. So I'm going to post the videos that I took when I was looking at these apartments. Now keep in mind, the agents were there. In one case, the owners were there. I couldn't go into these apartments when everybody is standing there filming for, YouTube. It was more like I was taking these videos to remind myself of what I saw and to look back when it was time to make a decision. And afterwards, or even during the video, depending on how long these videos are, I'll explain why I did not choose these particular apartments. So anyway, all right. On my way to see my first apartment, first viewing. Let's see how this goes. I don't know if I will be able to tape once I'm inside the apartment. So this apartment was the second apartment I looked at. Same building as the first one, similar layout. This one had higher ceilings. So 2-bedroom, 2-bath, just renovated. However, they did not put in AC. They had the panels for the AC so that you could put in AC, which I just think is crazy. No window in the bathroom, of course. And as you can see how they renovated this apartment, it reminds me a little bit of a flip. There's not a lot of character. It's okay. You don't get a sense of place, really. The bedroom was an okay size, lots of light. And this is the ensuite for that bedroom. What I liked about the apartment was that the ceilings were very high. The building had a full-time doorman. That's great. I did not love the open plan. Here's the kitchen. I wanted a separate kitchen. And also this apartment did not have a hallway. So you walk in, as you can see, it's coming up. You walk in the front door and boom, you're in the living room area. This apartment was on the east side. The previous apartment was southwest Milan. This apartment had a little bit more character. I liked the balcony, lots of light. The kitchen was separate, but in the listing it said this was an eat-in kitchen. It's not an eat-in kitchen. The bedroom, kind of small, but had a built-in wardrobe. The other bedroom, even smaller, but still could be an office. Bathroom was bananas. What I didn't like about this building is that the interior of the building needed to be renovated and the doorman was only part-time, and I didn't love the neighborhood as much. So it was a no for me. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you have any questions regarding looking for an apartment in Italy, especially in one of the larger cities, please feel free to leave a comment below. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ciao.